Tell me honestly, how many times have you asked this question? How long it will take me to become fluent in English? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. When someone says 3 months, you're like, oh, nice, 3 months. You feel hopeful. But when someone says 2 years, you're like, 2 long years? You feel demotivated. But let's talk about the real truth. Because this obsession with time is actually slowing you down. Hey everyone, I'm Sunita Rawat and you're watching Sunita's English Adventure. So let's slow down for a moment and really understand this problem. Why does this question bother us so much? Why do we keep asking, how long will it take? It's not just about English, but it is about how our brain is wired today. We want everything fast. We want quick results, quick success, quick transformation. If we start something today, we want results tomorrow. And when it comes to English, it becomes even more emotional because English is connected to confidence, personality, growth. Naturally, we feel a little pressure. We feel like I should improve quickly, and that's where the real problem begins. Because when your focus is only on time, you stop focusing on practice. Think about this. If every day you wake up and think, why I'm not fluent yet? It's already been 2 months. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. And when you are under pressure, you don't speak freely, you overthink, you hesitate, and instead of improving, you're holding yourself back. But if I talk about language, language needs flow, language needs calm, language needs comfort, and hurry creates fear. Fear naturally blocks your fluency. So let me explain this with a very real example. Let's talk about two people. So, two people started learning English at the same time. Let's name them Shreya and Aman. So, they both were really interested in improving their English. They were really serious about improving, but their approach was completely different. Shreya focused on practice and progress. So she practiced every single day. She made mistakes, corrected them, and moved on. She didn't overthink. Now let's look at Aman. Aman is also very interested, but instead of practicing, he kept searching. Best method to learn English, how to become fluent fast, how long will it take? He watched one video today, another tomorrow, and he kept asking people, कितना time लगेगा fluent बनने में? But he was not actually speaking regularly. He was collecting information but not taking action. And after 6 months, Shreya was speaking confidently. Not perfectly, but confidently. And what about Aman? Aman was still thinking, still waiting, still asking people. So now you tell me, did he lack resources? No. Did he lack time? No. He lacked practice. And this is what happens with most of the learners. They know everything, they collect all the information, but they don't do anything consistently. So don't become Aman. Don't keep searching. Start practicing today. And another very important thing, what works for one person might not work for another. Different strokes for different folks. Some people improve by watching videos, some need structured practice, some learn by daily conversations. So if someone says that they have learned English in 6 months, that's their journey, not yours. Your journey is unique and it should be. But let's go a little deeper because it's not just about method, it is also about life situations. Some people are working full time and they hardly get 30 minutes in a day. Some are housewives managing home, kids, responsibilities, and they have a completely different routine. Some are students, they may have more time but maybe less confidence. Some are slow learners, some are fast learners, and that's completely normal. If someone is surrounded by English, they'll improve faster. But if someone has no one to speak with, they may take more time. So, how are we comparing? How can we compare? How can we fix one timeline for everyone? It doesn't make sense. So, instead of worrying about time, worry about, am I consistent? Am I practicing every day? Am I disciplined? Because at the end of the day, time is not in your control, but your effort is, and that is what decides your results. So when people ask me, ma'am, how long will it take? I always say there is no fixed timeline because fluency is not a course you complete. It is a habit you build, and habits don't follow a calendar, they follow consistency. Now let's talk about something very important, immersion. This is the real game changer. Let me explain that in a simple way. When you stay in touch with the language, even a little bit every day, your brain starts getting used to it. and words start coming out more naturally. But the moment your connection with English becomes weak, it feels difficult, you start searching for words again, and then you feel like, मुझे पता तो था, but अब क्या हो गया? And it happens because your brain is not in touch with the language. Now, let me give you a very simple example. Think about exercise. If you hit the gym daily, or even if you walk daily, your body becomes active, right? You feel energetic. But imagine if you stop for 10 to 15 days and then suddenly you decide, let's start again. What happens? Your body feels heavy. Even simple exercises feel difficult. Same with English. If you skip a few days in between, you don't forget everything, but you lose your fluency, you lose your flow, your smoothness, your confidence. I've experienced this myself, so it is completely normal. But this tells us one important thing, that we need to stay in touch with the language. So don't wait for long study hours, but stay in touch with the language daily. Because fluency comes from consistency, not intensity. Now, let's address a very common doubt. Why don't we forget Hindi or our mother tongue then? Good question. But the answer is very simple, because we are surrounded by it. People speak it around you. You hear it constantly. You think about it. You react to it. So even when you're not practicing it consciously, but you are still practicing it unconsciously. And that's the key difference. Your family talks in Hindi, you watch something in Hindi, you go outside, people speaking Hindi. So your brain is constantly getting input again and again every single day. That's why it becomes so natural and you do not have to pay much attention. But let's compare this with English. Do you hear English all day? Do you speak it at home? Do you think about it naturally? Mostly no. That's why English feels difficult. Not because it is difficult, but because the exposure is limited. So, what is the solution? You have to create that environment consciously. Watch English content, listen to English, try to think in English, speak whenever you get a chance. Even small efforts matter. Because once English becomes part of your life, it will start feeling natural, just like your mother tongue. You don't forget your mother tongue not because it is easy, but because you never disconnect from it. Now, let me tell you something honestly. If you skip practice even for a few days, the next day is going to be difficult. You will struggle. You will search for words. You'll feel like you forgot a lot, and that is normal. But it is also a sign that you need consistency. Now, let's talk practical. If someone is from an English medium background and starts speaking actively, they may become fluent in 6 months to 1 year. But if someone is from a Hindi medium background, they may take around 1 year to 3 years, or maybe less, because it depends on how seriously you practice. But think about this, how long did it take you to become fluent at your mother tongue? 4 to 5 years, right? So, why are you in such a hurry with English? Be patient with yourself. Okay, let's say I tell you it will take you 2 years to become fluent. Then what? After 2 years, will you stop speaking? Will you stop practicing? No, right? Then why are you stressing so much about the timeline? Your focus should not be on time, your focus should be on practice. Instead of asking, how long will it take? Ask, am I practicing every day? Am I improving even a little? Because at the end of the day, it's not about how long it takes. It is not about time, but it is about how consistently you show up and how much progress you've made along the way. So even if you become fluent in English, don't stop. Stay connected with English. Watch it, read it, speak it, write it, and make it a part of your life. Not something you do once in a while, but something you stay in touch with every single day. Because the moment you disconnect, the struggle starts again. And then you feel like मुझे इतना कुछ आता था, but I can't recall anything. Nothing went wrong. You just lost touch. And that's why consistency matters so much. Even if it's just 10 to 15 minutes a day, stay connected. Because fluency is not built in a day, it is built in small daily connections with the language. So, don't break your connections with English because that connection is your fluency. So instead of asking how long will it take, start asking, am I practicing daily? And you'll get the real answer. Stay patient with the process. Stay consistent and practice daily. Fluency will automatically follow. And if I talk about time, time will pass anyway. But the real question is, are you improving with it or are you just waiting? Now tell me in the comments, how long have you been practicing English And are you practicing daily? I would love to know. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, keep practicing, keep improving.